Hi there and welcome to Community Matters. I'm your host, Shannon Ferguson. Now I'm here with Scott Gardiner and he is opening up the Game Room Interactive Museum, which will allow systems and video games from the past and present to be actually played by people here in Cornwall. So Scott, thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you for having me.
So tell me how the Game Room Interactive Museum actually came about.
Well, me and my wife were talking about opening up a coffee shop, and we're looking at a retro-themed one. And when we started thinking about and throwing around ideas, it just morphed into an interactive museum. And because it's never been done before, ever, anywhere. There's museums, but the systems, for the most part, are under glass. We want to be able to make them usable for everybody. Because, let's face it, not everybody can afford to be a collector.
That's really cool. So if people are unfamiliar with video games, of course, we've all heard about Nintendo and you know, the things that are still around today, but you'll have stuff like Atari. And tell me a little bit more about what video games people can expect to be playing and what will be featured.
Well, we'll be featuring things like the Atari 2600, the Commodore 64, the Timex Sinclair, things from the early 80s that you simply don't see anymore in games like Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, Galaga, all the classic gaming. I'll date myself for my era, when the video games first came out. And of course, we want to have younger people be interested, so we're get into the NES, the Super NES, and 64, right up to modern day.
Nice. Donkey Kong was definitely one of my favorites when I was growing up, and obviously a Super Mario. So when people come, do they have to reserve their spot or do they just walk in? How does that work?
Well, we're going to charge you an admission fee to get in the door and then come in and play as much as you want. The only thing I ask, like on things like Pac-Man, where it's quick games, if somebody's standing behind you to play after the game, let them have a turn. And on the longer games, we're going to have a timer. That if somebody taps you on the shoulder, set your timer for 20 minutes and then save and get off, let the next person on.
That's great, so everyone will have a chance.
Yes.
So how are you collecting all these systems and where are they coming from? Can people donate? Or?
Some people are donating systems, which is great. I've been buying them from flea markets, yard sales, eBay, any source I can get my hands on. And that's about it on that.
And you also mentioned that they'll be actually played on the original monitors that they were intended for, right?
Yes, I've been going around and collecting as many CRTs, TVs as I possibly can. I've even found an old black and white one with dials. I'd like to find a few more, but I found one so far. And because the original systems look better on an old CRT. And most of them are being recycled nowadays, and they're perfectly good working TVs. But
definitely. So if I were to play this on a high-res screen, a big 60-inch television, it wouldn't look the same.
No, it would definitely look bad, even bad, especially when you're getting into the NES era. It looks terrible on a big screen.
Wow. So. Also, will people be able to learn when they're there? Will there be information about each system?
Every system, every company is going to be on the wall, their complete history, the history of the system, and the history of the key games, and things like the top 10 selling games for the Atari, for instance. Okay. We'll have lists like that in there. So you definitely will get a feel of the history, the museum part of this.
That's amazing. That's really cool. And now you can't put a game in front of me here and not expect me to want to play. So can I take a try at this?
For sure.
Awesome.
Here we go. Just push the little button.
I've never played Atari before. I played
the joystick.
Pac-Man.
Okay, you have to push the button to start.
Oh, do I have to hold it?
Go. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, wow.
Run away.
I'm not very good at this. I used to be good. Okay, I got this.
It's much different playing on a joystick than a
they know where
gamepad.
I am. Oh, look, I got this. Oh, shoot. It's very hard. Wow. I thought it would be a lot easier.
Once you
Yeah.
get used to the controls. It's like everything else. It's not too bad.
These are smart little ghosts. Wow, they're really coming for me. Okay. So will there also be bigger video games, like arcade games as well?
I'm hoping to eventually add in some of the old arcade games and pinball machines, especially the pinball machines, as money allows. Unfortunately, they're not.
I think I died.
Yeah, they're not the most cheapest thing in the world.
Oh, you're a lot better at this than I am.
Well, I'm a little bit more used to the joysticks. Let's face it, this
you know
is
what you're doing. I forgot about all these little tricks.
Yeah, well, see, one thing's when you're nervous, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Well, this has been so much fun. Thank you for bringing all this in, and good luck getting the game room together. I really think it's something that Cornwall is going to love, and I wish you all the best.
Well, thank you very much for having me.
Thank you so much. We'll see you again soon.
Thank you. Bye.